So, another Pacific Northwest. We are friends with our friends with Seattle. We do actually share quite a bit with them. Certainly a love of the region of the country that we live in. So we're going to slide down about 3 hours south and talk about the other major urban area in the Pacific Northwest, which is Portland, Oregon. So again, my name is Deena Platman, and I work for our Metro, which is our metropolitan planning organization for the Portland, Oregon metro region. We have a sister MPO that we work very closely with across the river in Vancouver, Washington. So I always want to give them a plug because they're a really important part of our region. I, at my capacity at Metro, I manage what we call the Regional Mobility Program, which is a combination of integrating operations and transportation demand management into our planning activities within the region. So I'm going to give you a few fun facts about Portland. I think the most important thing to know is that we are a 1.4 million person region. We are growing. We're expecting to see a doubling of our population over the next 20 years. What we're trying to do with that growth is to manage it within our existing urban footprint. That is no small challenge. So to talk a little bit about just where we are, as Dave said, we're just getting started with connecting the dots, but not with urban mobility and the concerns about it. So Dave showed up on our doorstep, somewhere around May, I think, with this idea, which is actually, we have it. We actually been kind of doing it, but we hadn't been doing it in sort of the Mobility Hub 2.0 version of it. And so we've spent the last several months actually trying to herd cats, and I have a wonderful team of folks that I'm working on that are actually as interested in this as I am. So we do have a combination of public and private sector folks. I'd like to say Ford is one of our partners in this. We also are working closely with IBM, and we just snagged Intel. I'm still hoping to get a Google rep through our transit agency, so we do work closely with our transit agency, with our state DOT, which I guess is not always a normal thing, but they're a very important partner in it, and with our the Oregon Transportation Research Consortium, which is a university transportation center at Portland State University, but it actually covers folks that are in the brainpower of U of O, University of Oregon, as well as Oregon State University. So we have all of those players. Where we are right now is actually we're working on a concept paper, so I'm hoping I have a very eager grad student back in the office typing away right as we speak. We are looking ahead to developing a strategic plan using the charrette idea that Susan has, and then ultimately working towards a demonstration project. But I said we've been doing this for a while. So what I'm really excited about and proud about with our city or our region is that we actually have a strong foundation to build on, both from when you look at it sort of from a policies, plans perspective, the travel options perspective, and the technology and services perspective. Supportive planning. I think the most important thing from this slide, the visual, is our Region 2040 growth concept. We adopted this in the mid-90s, and it frames everything that we're doing. Portland region is all about placemaking, and the idea of a mobility hub fits very nicely within this concept of growing through centers and corridors. We are also wrapping up our long-range regional transportation plan. We're required to do an update every 4 years. We are doing a major update. As part of that, we just completed a regional strategic plan for system operations and management, which includes both TDM as well as TSM, Transportation Demand Management, System Management. Those things together create a really strong policy framework for us to move forward on. So we have a lot of support in the region for this. We also are blessed with a variety of travel options. You hear about us as being a bicycle city. We are. We can do more. We're doing better. We have an initiative now to essentially build out bike parkways, where it's going to be like a bike freeway system. So that's what's happening right now, and that was actually where our Tiger Grant money request went for, is for that vision. But we have a mature light rail system. We have a streetcar system that's growing, Zipcar in there. We even have a tram so as part of our public transportation system. And yes, you can use your bus tickets on that. So we are feeling pretty confident about our options. And then we're also have a nice base for technology. And I think this is an area where perhaps in terms of thinking ahead that we have maybe some more questions and more challenges, but there's a lot of good base already there. We have an infrastructure network in place for communications, which is going to help us. We have traveler information out there. I think this is an area that we're going to need to do more work in terms of moving the mobility hub forward, because it's not coordinated. We have a lot of different pieces that need to be integrated. But we have folks that are interested, and we have the technical capability and the brain power to be able to do this. So hurdles. Sue asked me to talk a little bit about what we think are our challenges for our region. One of the big ones that came out when we were developing our system management plan had to do with defining the role of public and private sector, and I think that's true for the system management as well as it's true for the mobility hub. Where does the work that we do as a public sector end, and where does the private sector pick up? What are the gray areas? Where are the partnerships? We have a lot of process issues around partnerships, public-private partnerships, that we need to iron out, so that's a challenge for us. Ensuring equitable access. The way we've been talking about the idea of mobility hubs and particularly the travel information had to do with PDAs. And that's not going to fly in our region when we want to make sure that our large community, that we can address socioeconomic needs as well as geographic access needs. So there's something there. And then the last one, and perhaps the most challenging one for us right now, is just to be able to provide sustainable funding. The way we're going to be challenged to look at our budgets, and this is on the public sector side, I think, more, but the way we spend our money needs to change. We have to look at the way we prepare our budgets, how we actually support operations over the long haul. It's one thing to be able to have a capital project and you put the infrastructure in place. It's quite another to spend the annual budgets in order to keep this stuff going. So those are the things that we're grappling with as a region. And then I will wrap it up from there. I hope I stayed within my time. Thank you.